If you're under 13, piss off.
Hello, RC World. Welcome back. I am Dave, your host, and today we are here with my Gen 8. Well, it might look like a Gen 8. It's a Gen 8 body. It's got the same kind of tires, not the same tires, but the same kind of tires, Super Swamper IROX, as a Gen 8, but it is not a Gen 8. And as you can see, it is not a built correct truck. Things are all kinds of wonky. Let's pull off the body and see what it actually is. Once you get under the cover, some people may see some familiar stuff. So the main platform we're building on here is a Vanquish VS4-10. It does have a VFD transmission set up. It's not in there, obviously. There's a big gaping hole where it should be. But yeah, it's a VS410. But if you look a little more closely still, it has portals. Front and rear. Some people may recognize that diff cover. Those are TRX-4 Traxxas axles. When the Redcat Gen 8 came out, it was a great looking truck. Sold pretty well. A lot of people bought it. I liked the look of it. But I was told that the TRX-4 was the same wheelbase. So rather than buy another truck, I decided to just buy a body and put it on my TRX-4. This body right here, which I do have a video of me doing this paint job. I can link to it. It'll be in the description. But when I got the body all done and tried to put it on my TRX-4, I realized that they're not the same wheelbase. They're a little bit different. Not a ton different, but enough that the wheels didn't fall in the wheel openings and it looked ridiculous. So I decided I needed a Gen 8. But in the time that had passed since it came out, I heard a lot of reliability issues with the Gen 8. There were problems with single shear attachment points on the axles breaking off and lots of other stuff. So I decided I wanted to make a much more high quality version of a Gen 8. So the Vanquish VS4-10 had come out. Lots of people raving about the VFD transmission and the great chassis setup and on and on and on. So went ahead and got that. And then the TRX-4 axles have been fantastic. The only thing I ever hear anybody bitching about is the sintered gears in the portals are a bit of a problem. We're going to take care of that, so I'm not too worried about it. It's an easy fix. So the only thing I really needed to do to make it fit the Gen 8 body is we're going to have to use some custom links. I tried doing it with the TRX-4 links. You can see I got them kind of mocked in there. They're obviously not going to be right. They're not right on the TRX-4, and they're certainly not right on a VS410 where the skid plate is not the same, the attachment points are not the same, on and on. So luckily Injora can help us out here. They have all kinds of different lengths of links. So here's the part number. We got some 120 millimeter links for the front, and here's the part number for the 130 millimeter links for the rear, and that should put the wheels in the right position so that we can get the body on this thing. After that, we can go over some more about what we're going to do with this truck. I got lots of metal upgrade parts for the axles, so we can make those pretty beefy. We're going to do the VFD transmission, obviously. I got motor. I got a whole box of parts that goes with this project I've been amassing for a while. And yeah, we'll start putting it together and we'll get this truck built. As far as the wheels go, which I mentioned earlier, these are actually RC four-wheel drive beadlocks and RC four-wheel drive versions of the Super Swamper IROC, which I'm positive is a better tire compound than the stock Redcat tires. I guess I don't know, you can let me know if you've experienced both. Tell me which one you think's better. But these are the super soft RC four-wheel drive compound, so I'm sure they'll crawl great. So yeah, I guess the next thing we're gonna do is see if we can assemble a few links and see if it puts us where we need to be. There is the link kit all laid out. So we got our two stainless links, which you may be able to see have 130mm laser etched right into them. We got 4 straight rod ends, 4 angled rod ends, and 8 pivot balls. So yeah, there's not really much to this. What we're going to do is take our pair of shock pliers, put the pivot balls into the straight ends, and then screw them onto the links. Okay, we have 220mm links and 230mm links. Let's get them bolted in the truck and see if they do what we want them to do. Alright, there we go. Rear links installed. Not 100% sure if they're going to put the wheels where we need them, but they fit in the truck and they're bolted in, so we'll see what happens. Time to get the fronts. And there's the fronts, and they bolted in. So now I got to figure out the upper third link and the panhard and possibly the steering. So let's take a little look in there. Alright, we got everything figured out here now. I had the body on it, test, and we're good. So what we ended up doing is the Injora 130 millimeter lowers in the rear, Traxxas TRX-4 stock upper rear links in the rear. Then in the front, for the third link, we have a stock TRX-4 rear lower as the third link, and then the Injora 120 millimeter links on the lower front, but with 4 M4 washers as spacers. Ends up being about a 3 millimeter space, and then on both sides. So I probably should have gone with like a 125 millimeter link in the front. I don't remember if that was actually an option, but the 120 millimeter was close enough that a little bit of spacing, and it worked out pretty good. So now I got to figure out the panhard rod. Alright, I got the panhard and the steering worked out, really. There wasn't a ton to it. So what I did, it's going to be kind of hard to see in there, but that panhard has a nice curved bend in it now. So what I did is I have one of these. This is a pair of 3/16 brake line bending pliers. You might be able to get them at Harbor Freight. You can get them online. They're fantastic for bending steering rods, or if you're bending up roll cage, or you're making some tubing for bumpers, anything like that. Fantastic thing to have. So what I did with them is I just took the rod ends off, clamped the rod into the pair of pliers, then clamped the pair of pliers into my vise, and bent it. I had to put it on and take it off twice to make sure it was right, and that was it. It was pretty simple. Then as far as the mount goes, over here I had to move the rod end to the back. I can't go right in between the double shear. I'll have to kind of fill that with hardware and get a longer bolt, but that was necessary to get it to clear the steering. So at this point, let's see if I can hold it all together. At this point, everything moves like it's supposed to. Let me get a better position here. Everything moves like it's supposed to. Both sides go up and down. Nothing contacts the steering. I did have to switch to an old school axial servo horn. I think it's the Vanquish horn. It looked like a steel piece. It's been so long since I started this build, I'm not 100% sure, but whatever horn I was using didn't work. So I had to change to a different horn so that it would clear the inside of this plastic shit in here and steer properly. But it looks like that's all going to work. That's going to do it. So if you like that, go ahead and leave us a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Check us out on our social media pages. Leave a comment, and I'll leave you another video to check out at the end. And we'll see you next time on Adult RC, where grown-up time is playtime.